Getting into this episode of GH, Drew continues to piss me off. No surprise. He's a total idiot. Like, he's just like, every time I hear his name, every time I see him, he just gives me a migraine. You know, it's just super annoying. Super annoying. And it's so funny because he was so cocky, so confident, thought he had everything in hand, and he didn't. It went sideways, and he didn't think it would, but it did. And now he thinks that Martin could somehow fix this mess. Even Martin told him it's a done deal. Even if they filed an appeal, they would lose the appeal. It's not going to get, the ruling isn't going to get overturned. It's not going to happen. So now he want to question whether or not he should just cut and run and leave Willow alone, and maybe she'll get access to the kids. You're the problem. But see, that's the thing. I can't put everything on Drew. I can't. And I'm going to be realistic about it. I cannot. I'm going to be honest and realistic. A lot of the problem is him, but another part of the problem is Willow herself. Drew leaving is not the only solution to that problem. Willow needs to go get help. She needs to work on her mental. You know what I'm saying? And figure out why she continues to be an airhead and allow men to manipulate her the way that they do so easily. Because it don't take much. It don't take much, unfortunately, to get her to see their point of view. You know what I'm saying? She needs to go cleanse herself of that. Like, she needs a good therapist and work on herself before she can step back into the role of a full-time mother. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something broken in that heifer, and she need to go get that shit fixed. Drew sitting here trying to appeal to Jason or whatever to see if he could talk to Michael and offer some type of deal. Drew, go to hell. Go to hell. Go to the hottest parts of hell, please. The very hot part. Stay there and burn. I hope you turn into a crisp. Like, seriously. Because he was so cocky, so arrogant. And now you want to sit here and broker peace and broker deals. If I was Jason, I would have laughed in his face and told him, listen, kiss my fitness ass, okay? Just kiss it. Kiss my muscular ass. That's what you can do. Just pucker up. I would laugh in his face. I really would. I would laugh in Drew's face. I wouldn't help him nothing. I wouldn't even bring no type of deal to Michael. There's no point. No point. You lost. You lost. Your hoe lost. Y'all lost. Okay, you lost. And I heard rumors that somebody paid the judge off. I don't give a damn if somebody paid that judge off to make sure Michael won. I wouldn't care. I could care less. At the end of the day, he won. It don't matter. And her little spectacle that she put on in that courtroom afterwards, oh, it just solidified that. It sealed her fate right there. It really did. So moving on from that. Sonny. Sonny. If they're going to write him and Jason out the mob, just do it already, please, because this is painful to see. Because why? This man literally just said that Natalia is becoming a problem for him. A real mob boss would have just eliminated the fucking problem. Not give her money and a new identity to start over in a whole nother fucking country. Eliminate the problem. Boom, boom. If this was Tony Soprano or somebody, this wouldn't even be a question. Like, Tony Soprano shit, I done watched all of the seasons of The Soprano. That man got rid of people for Lent. If he even thought you were going to snitch, boom. Boom, boom. He didn't give a damn. He didn't give a damn. If he even heard that you were sitting in an interrogation room and the DA was talking to you for 5 minutes, boom, boom. He ain't handing out new identities and money. The fuck type shit is Sonny doing? Like, no. And Sonny sitting here trying to rattle off all this excuses as to why he, want to solve the problem without hurting her. Talking about some, oh, she stepped up for Christina. She did this, she did that. Sir, she snitched on you to her ex-husband. There was no loyalty with her. What are you talking about? And he talking about, yeah, I don't completely trust her. You shouldn't trust her at all. What are you talking about? She told her ex-husband about your heart problem. This man sent a hitter after you. He did it or somebody did it, but I'm under the impression that he sent it. And you're going to just whisk her away to a whole nother country or whatever with some money? So what happens if she decides that, oh, well, I want to come back to the States because I ran out of that money that you gave me? And she threatens to testify then. What happens? Get rid of her. Like, what are you doing? I'm just saying. Like, I don't see no other way. Alexis is always recusing herself from some shit. Like, forever recusing herself. Because they were, Marco was trying to talk to his mother about the situation. And Alexis, when she heard Sonny name, she was like, yeah, I gotta go. Alexis was like, no, I gotta be out this conversation. Conflict of interest. I was wondering that about Natalia, though. Because once they mentioned 5 years, I'm like, well, she must have a prior then. Because 5 years, I was under the assumption at first that she did, but come to find out she does have a prior arrest, so that's why the 5 years is on the table. So of course Marco was trying to figure out like what she has on Sonny and telling her not to talk to the DA before he does, because officially ADA Turner is now acting district attorney now. And Marco is trying to get all the information that he can about her through Molly. And Molly was like, she fair, but she tough. She could definitely be tough. And she got a lot of political ambitions. Of course she does. I'm not surprised about that. Not surprised. Of course that lady does. Because Molly basically was saying how Turner is cherry picking high profile cases at this point. She's cherry picking all her cases. She's taking all the high profile cases. Naturally she would. I would expect nothing less from any DA, whether it's a district attorney or an assistant district attorney. Naturally, once you get into the DA's office, you're going to want the high profile cases that are going to make your case. They're going to make not make your case, but make your career. Of course you're going to want that. Not surprising. And that's the reason why Anna has no clue about what's going on with this case, because Chase is working this case by himself, and the ADA pretty much, acting DA Turner made it clear that he's to only report to her. I didn't know a DA had that much authority over the police department, but I guess last time I checked, he worked for Anna. So the only way a cop or an investigator would be reporting directly to the DA is if he was an investigator for the DA's office, which Chase is not. Anna has no clue about this case. Like, she doesn't know the particulars. And that's the way Turner wanted it, because she don't trust Anna. Can't blame her. Anna has proven herself to be so untrustworthy, because she basically sat here and told Sonny, oh, Turner is after you. She's investigating you. See, that's strike one. Why would you do that as a police commissioner? Why would you alert the biggest criminal, one of the biggest criminals in your town, that he's being investigated? Why would you do that? You should want him to go away. I understand he's lesser evil compared to somebody else stepping up. I get that, but still, he's a criminal nonetheless. I can see why Turner don't trust her and is, trying to keep shit under wraps. I can see why. Dante was acting like a big ass baby. Like, you're mad because you're not working a case with Chase and you're not privy to the case that he's working on. Why does Chase and Dante, I understand they're partners, but still, you should be working your own cases too. You don't have to always work the same case that he's working. I'm pretty sure you can find a case to work yourself. You know what I mean? But Chase did come off a little snarky, though. I get where Dante coming from. Like, Dante has, and I agree with Anna, Dante has every right to be upset. He does. But As much as I want to Chase to tell Dante, because I'm like, that is some fuck shit to, be best friends with somebody and work with somebody and you know the secret and you look this person in the face every single day and you're not telling them what's going on. It's messed up. It is. But Chase brought up valid points too. That's his wife. Wife trumps friend every day. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? He had to put his lady first. And it wasn't his secret to tell. He did what he had to do for his wife and to keep the peace on the home front. Can't be mad at him for that. I mean, you can be mad at him, but not for long. I mean, he did what he had to do for his wife. Like, Chase and Dante was just going back and forth like a couple of babies. And I totally agree with Anna. At the end of the day, Dante should be worried about his relationship with Gio at this point. Because she gave him some solid advice. Like, don't focus on the anger part of it. You have a right to be angry, but try to get to know your son. You already missed out on 20 years with the boy. 22 years being his father. Don't miss out on more time. Try to reach out. Try to get to know him. She had valid points. But it's quite clear that there's a lot of tension between him and Chase, so them working together is going to be a problem. And Anna needs to nip that shit in the bud right now. Because at some point, if it continues, they're going to come to blows in her precinct. You don't want that. Like, you really, really don't. So anyway, moving on from that. Alexis. Woosah. Alexis is a pain in my ass too. I understood her calling out Tracy because she had a right to do that because she wasn't telling no lie. Tracy was definitely trying to use Scout to get revenge on Drew. That was quite obvious because why would Tracy give a crap any other way? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Scout is a Q, but she definitely had an agenda with that whole custody situation. But Tracy still brought up a valid point, though, with everything going on with Drew and how manipulative he is and how unstable his life is right now. I think Alexis should step in. Do I want to see another custody case? Absolutely not. But she needs to step in. Drew is unstable. His lifestyle is not good for that child. To me, I feel like Drew doesn't give a crap about Scout. So Alexis should try to step in. I can understand Alexis feeling like, oh, I don't want to keep dragging her from home to home. I get that. But she needs somebody stable in her life right now, and that's not Drew. So the fact that, Alexis wants to just do nothing about this is ridiculous. And her advice to Tracy was utterly dumb. Like, she basically told Tracy to get on her knees and basically beg Drew, or apologize to Drew and all this, that, and the third, because her fate lies in Drew's hands. I'm like, Alexis, what type of step and fetch advice is that? Hell no. Have you met Tracy? Tracy ain't about to kowtow to Drew. Absolutely not. Nor should she. That's not the Tracy I know. Like, Tracy ain't about to sit there and beg that man or apologize to him. Like, are you nuts? Just to stay out of jail for something she didn't do? No. I expect Tracy to fight this. I do. I expect her to fight this vigorously. Tracy ain't the rollover kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Like, Alexis' advice was just so disgusting. Like, I was so disgusted by her lame ass advice. I'm like, Tracy, Alexis, just because that's some shit you do, that's what you do. Okay, everybody don't do that. Hell no. I want Tracy to chew his ass up and spit him out. So anyway, moving on from that. I understand where Tracy coming from too, as far as the BLQ Lulu situation. I get it. She loves them both, but those two are heading on a collision course, and there's nothing Tracy can do to stop it. She already said her piece. She tried. Maxie tried to step in and intervene. It didn't work, and mostly because Lulu's a stubborn ass. Like, Maxie was giving it to Lulu. Lulu was in the wrong, but Lulu keeps thinking she was in the right, and she wasn't. She wasn't. Lulu think anything she do is right, and the only person she feels she owes an apology to is Gio. So BLQ was willing to, you know, let this go. She was willing to let it go if Lulu apologized. And Lulu was like, yeah, I'm gonna apologize to Gia. She was like, I'm not apologizing to your ass, and I never will. She said, I will never be sorry, not to you. I said, okay, well, I guess the battle lines have been drawn. Because now that she said what she said, oh, BLQ gonna come at her. This feud ain't gonna die. It's not. And, you know, I give Maxie an A for effort and, you know, putting Lulu in her place and letting her know where she was wrong at. But Lulu's stubborn and hard-headed. She doesn't want to listen. So that's on her. So whatever move BLQ makes next, Lulu can't be pissed about it. She gonna be pissed, but she shouldn't be. I'm like, at the end of the day, you did it. You know, you want to be a stubborn ass. You want to be stubborn and not fix it. You had an olive branch. You decided to throw it away. I wonder what move BLQ gonna do on her next. I really do. I really, really do. I'm intrigued to find out with BLQ, because BLQ not gonna take this line down. She not. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section and let me know what you all thought. See you all later. Peace.